Emergency episode 42 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. Scott Frost has been fired. Scott Frost has been fired as the head football coach of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Their favorite son, the quarterback who led Nebraska to a national championship in the 1990s, was hired after an undefeated season being the head coach of UCF 5 years ago. Scott Frost came to Nebraska with a lot of fanfare, a lot of promise. The Cornhuskers fans, its alumni, its boosters, were so excited when he came to Lincoln. And nothing went right. Let's first get to the announcement from Trev Alberts, Vice Chancellor, Director of Athletics. Earlier today, I met with Coach Frost and informed him we were making a change in the leadership of our football program effective immediately. Scott has poured his heart and soul into the Nebraska football program, both as a quarterback and a head coach, and I appreciate his work and dedication. After the disappointing start to our season, I decided the best path forward for our program was to make a change in our head coaching position. Associate head coach Mickey Joseph will serve as our interim head coach for the remainder of the 2022 season. Again, this is Trev Alberts, Director of Athletics, the Athletic Director of University of Nebraska. The timing of this is a little surprising. First of all, I thought Scott Frost was going to get fired last year. 4 years as head coach of Scott Frost. At the end of last year, Nebraska had made 0 bowl games. Scott Frost is 15-29. He was in way over his head. It was apparent to many of the Big Ten fan bases, people who watch the sport, who analyze the sport, who cover the sport, Scott Frost was way in over his head. I was surprised he survived year 4. Trev Alberts made a decision to give Scott Frost another year. He didn't want to give Scott Frost a big payout. Trev Alberts protected Nebraska, piggy bank. However, what's surprising about this is if Trev Alberts would have waited till October 1st, the buyout would have been reduced $7.5 million. From $15 million to $7.5 million. I'm wondering, this is just speculation, this is hot off the presses, this news just broke. I'm wondering if Trev Alberts somehow made a deal with Coach Frost. Maybe they went down the middle on what they would owe Frost. I'm not sure. But Trev Alberts made the decision now to do it now. Nebraska coming off the loss to Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern racked up 640 some yards against Nebraska. When Scott Frost was hired, he made a statement right out of the gate that I just shook my head at. He said, we're going to make the Big Ten have to adjust to us. We're not adjusting to the Big Ten. Man, someone should have pulled him aside right away and said, Scott, that's not going to work in the Big Ten. You're not going to make the Big Ten adjust to what you wanted to do. The offense that UCF ran and Scott Frost was never, ever, ever going to work in the Big Ten. I said it from the day I saw it, it started. Just won't work here in the Big Ten. Flat passes, quarterback running. You get your quarterback killed, which Scott Frost did as the head coach of Nebraska. You do not get the linebackers and safeties off the line of scrimmage if you don't throw downfield once in a while. No establishment of a running back one, RB1 ever during Scott Frost's era. They're finally doing it with Anthony Grant, which is great. Mark Whipple establishing RB1. Nebraska did not beef up on the line of scrimmage. Their offensive line has been poor. His recruiting rankings, you can throw those out of the way because a lot of his 4-stars were high-calorie guys. 4-stars that nobody else really wanted. Even the recruiting rankings of Nebraska was fraudulent, in my opinion, but now opinion of many. Scott Frost, too big. A lot of people put the blame on Scott Frost's difficulties at Nebraska because of Nebraska's tough scheduling. They had tough crossover games in the Big East. They had Ohio State a lot of times. You know, a lot of that is true. But Nebraska also lost to Troy. They also lost to Georgia Southern. Scott Frost had a losing record in the Big Ten West. The two biggest wins that Scott Frost had in his 4 years and 3 games was against 7-6 Michigan State in 2018 and 7-6 Minnesota Gophers in 2018. I'm just going to show you something here, just a picture of what many, this is how the Big Ten felt. Let me see if I can find it here. Right here. That's how we felt about Scott Frost. Really. The Big Ten, Minnesota, and everybody else. Is that a cruel picture? Fine. You know, this is college football. We're having some fun. But that's the reality. And finally, Nebraska, a treasured program, a historic program, a huge fan base, lots of resources. They sell out their games, 300, I don't know what the streak, 370, 380. And even if that is a fraudulent streak, it's still an incredible, historic performance from that incredible fan base they got in Nebraska. They got the resources. Recruiting has been difficult for Nebraska. Again, throw away those recruiting rankings. They have not been able to recruit as well as other schools in the Midwest. They definitely have not been able to develop the players under Scott Frost. Look at the number of draft picks. Look where they are drafted. Look at how many players in Nebraska under Scott Frost were first team Big Ten, second team Big Ten, third Big Ten. Not in the numbers of Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota. Minnesota has replaced Nebraska as a challenger in the Big Ten West. So, the question is, who becomes Nebraska's new head football coach? Please put your comments down in the comment section and give me what you think, because now it's time to create the Nebraska Hot Board. We talked about it earlier today, but now it's reality. We got to create the Nebraska Hot Board. And please, if you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share the video. But who will it be? I got a couple ideas. I think Matt Rule of Carolina Panthers, if he steps away from NFL this year, I would go with Coach Rule. I would go with Kyle Whittingham. It's going to be difficult to get him away from Utah. Those are a couple names. Coach Stoops from Kentucky. Woo! That would be a great pick if they could get him. But I just don't see SEC coaches leaving for Big Ten jobs. Sometimes an SEC coach leaves for another SEC job, but they do not go from SEC to Big Ten. Urban Meyer, that's a complete fantasy. Urban Meyer is not going to be the new head coach of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. If he ever coaches again, which I hardly doubt because of the issues that he has, he's going to go somewhere where there's a recruiting front porch outside of his university. Nebraska, you got to work it. You got to work it nationally. So I don't think Urban Meyer is realistic. But Nebraska's going to get a new head football coach. Who do you think it's going to be? Scott Frost fired as Nebraska's head football coach, 16-31, 0 bowl games in 5 years. Hopefully for the Nebraska Cornhusker fans, brighter days are ahead. Trev Alberts, you got to hit a home run here. You've got to hit a home run for your whole entire athletic program and the fan base. Until next time, from all of us at Peek Around the Corner to all of you, please, y'all take care of each other. Thank you so very much.